Hello, I'm Carrie and I'm back with another pick a card reading. And this time we're answering the question, how are you attractive? So, this is something I've been thinking about lately because, summertime is here. We're all out here, on the beach, on vacation, trying to, put our best selves forward and look good. But I've been thinking, like, okay, but what is it really and truly that makes us beautiful and attractive to others? And I was thinking about it and I was like, it doesn't have to do with your looks or your body. People are attracted to you for other reasons. Reasons that, when I really and truly think about it, have to do with your spirit, have to do with who you are on the inside. And that inside just expresses through maybe the way you dress or the way you speak or like the way you carry yourself. But it doesn't have to do with anything other than that. Like it's how you put things together, how you make all the things that make you go together. So it might be like pieces, like a little bit of your beauty, and then the way you walk, and then like it's specific to each person. And when I was thinking about this, I kept hearing the song by Beyonce, "I'm That Girl," because she says it's not my diamonds, it's not my pearls, it's not my man. The clothes look good because I'm wearing them. The song is good because I'm on it. So she's like, it doesn't have to do with any of those outside things. It has to do with me, my essence, the spirit of me. And that's what I want to get to in this reading. I want to find out, how are you attractive? Like, what is that thing about you? There may be many things, but what is that thing about you that makes you attractive? So I have 4 piles here. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Okay, we're going to get started with pile 1. All right, pile 1. So this first card is going to be the answer to, how are you attractive? Queen of Wands. Definitely it girl energy. The Queen of Wands, she's very attractive. That's kind of the thing about her. The way she carries herself, like she's confident, she's attractive. She's also like pure fire, so it could be like Leo energy or any of the other fire signs, but I'm just seeing Leo here. But she's just, popular, confident. Let's get some clarifying cards. We have Scorpion, Woman holding heart, walking away, patience, and then forgiving and learning. So when I think of the Queen of Wands, I do think of like a very popular, confident woman, somebody who has like a lot of that fiery energy. I keep thinking of Leo energy, but then seeing Scorpio come out, it's like, yeah, you got a lot of fiery energy, but they better not cross you. They better not get on your bad side, or you will sting. And to me, this can come out like in a more playful way. Like if we're talking about how you are attractive, this can be like playful and joking ways, but also at the same time, don't mess with me. So you might be a jokester a little bit, like you might joke, but it's serious, but it's also funny, but it's also like, okay, I'm gonna watch my step with them, and it could be a lot of fun to be around. Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking like oh, mama jokes. Mama jokes, or even like rap battles where somebody comes up with something, and it's like the other person can't even say anything back. Like you're able to like have those zingers. Zingers is what I'm thinking. You can just say that thing that will either knock somebody out of the competition that's trying to dish you in some kind of way, or you'll have like the funniest joke out of everybody. It's like, you know what? I don't even want to joke with them because I know they're going to come with something and it's going to be hilarious because they're so funny and so cool. And I want to be cool like this pile 1 person. So that's one thing that makes you really, really attractive. At the same time, though, all of this fiery energy is, it's not a cover up or a hide or anything, but it's like it's your true nature does not necessarily show because of your jokes and your like really attractiveness. Like people think you're just the coolest thing ever, right? And your spirit of having like being fun and playful really shows out. It's like maybe one of the main things that people notice about you in the beginning, but really and truly, you're a very sensitive person. Like I don't know. Sometimes when I when I think of comedians, the comedian is the person who has all these jokes, but really and truly, a lot of comedians are very sensitive. They're able to observe their environment and make up these jokes based on what they see. So they see a lot of things. They might not necessarily comment on them, and they might make them out to be funny things. But when you really look behind that, it's like, oh, if you didn't make that a funny joke, that actually would have been really sad. So you might be somebody who's super sensitive, and maybe that is attractive about you because you're able to talk about these polarizing topics and make them funny, but also at the same time you're able just talk about them, period. You don't brush things under the rug. Even though you are very sensitive about it, it's kind of like you wear your heart on your sleeve, so you're not going to hide behind that. You might be one of those people who's like, oh, I'm sensitive. Like some of the jokes or some of the types of things that you say are having to do with your sensitivity. And I don't know, like, oh, don't mess with me, I'm sensitive. Like that type of energy. Another thing is with this sensitivity and the way that you carry yourself, you don't really put up with a lot of people coming in and out of your life. As a matter of fact, like you like people to stay around for a long time. And even if you see a sense of people not, like if you kind of catch an inkling like, oh, they're gonna leave me, or they're not really into me in the way that I'm like, they don't like my jokes, they don't like my style, they don't like my fashion, they're not into who I am as a person, you might walk away from them first. So you could have that flighty energy. Even with the Scorpion card here, the sting is fast, so it happens fast and quickly. So maybe you're like, you cool until you're not. You can be cool with that person until like they do something or show you in some kind of way like, oh no, actually I'm not, you guys don't really vibe with me. I can see that this is not gonna be a long-term relationship, so I'm not gonna invest any energy into it. I'm gonna go ahead and walk away in the beginning. And that's something that actually makes you attractive, because people, they want you to think that they are cool as you are, as cool as you are. They're gonna want to impress you. And so they might, like the ones who are very attracted to you might be people who are very patient with you. So like maybe y'all meet for the first time, but they kind of hang back and observe a little bit because they want to see like, all right, I see this person laughing and joking with everybody, but what actually keeps their attention? What makes them stay and talk to that person for a while? Like, what are their friends like? Who do they really hang around? Am I similar to them? Can I be cool like that? People are very much interested in having your time. And so they make sure they come correct. The ones who are attracted to you. And I guess if we turn that around, it's like, what makes you attractive? I don't even know how to say this. What makes you attractive is that people want to take their time with you. So maybe it is the type of energy that you carry that is like, I don't stay around in situations that aren't cool. I don't hang around people that don't vibe with me. I'm very discerning. Like I will very quickly put you to the side or ignore you or not give you any attention if you're not vibrating on this level, if you don't have this kind of sense of humor, if you're not into my jokes, if you don't think that I'm cool, because I know I am the Queen of Wands. So if you come with me with any other energy than that, then I'm going to push you to the side. So that makes you attractive because people are like, I want to be on their good side, please. Please pick me. So that is something that attracts people to you. People, the type of people who want to be chosen in that way, because some people, they want to be chosen, and you will let them know immediately. And then the last card we have is forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So to me, this has to do with that discerning energy that you have. The Scorpion here. We were talking about the energy of the clown, the comedian / clown, and how sometimes the comedy has like a sad origin. For you, as you're able to talk more about some of the things that you laugh and joke about, or the more that you're able to open up about these things and heal from them, the more attractive you'll be, because you won't be so stingy, let's say. You won't be so quick to judge people like, oh, they weren't able to handle this joke on that. Let me, move away from them. When the reality might be, they see through you and they see that, oh, she's joking about this, but in honesty, this is something really sad, and I'm not able to laugh and react because I feel your pain. I went through this too. And so the more that you're able to heal and forgive from that, like heal from your past or from whatever situation that happened that you talk about but don't necessarily tell the truth about, then more people will be able to come in and support you and love you because you won't be so sensitive about it. You'll be able to let those things go and let even more people who are attracted to you come in. But pile one, what makes you attractive is that you are attractive. that is the Queen of Wands. She is the epitome of attraction in the tarot. So what makes you attractive is that you are attractive. It's the way that you use your words and your fashion, and like you're just a spicy person and people like that, but they want to make sure that they're on your good side. And that's something that's attractive about you, because some people, again, like to be chosen in that way. It's like, she don't, and I say she because we're looking at the Queen of Wands, but it could be he. Let's say pile one. Pile one doesn't mess with everybody. So if they pick me as their friend or somebody to hang out with, oh my goodness, I love it. I really, really, really want to be a part of their roster. I want to be a part of their friends. I want to be a part of the group, the clique, whatever you call it these days, whatever these kids say. And as you allow them to get to know you and to get closer to you with this patience card, they're going to get to know the real you and see behind the jokes and the sensitivity and the way you cover things up, behind the clothes or whatever it is that you use to cover up your true feelings. They're going to be able to see that part of you. And the more and more you allow that, the more and more attractive you will become to them. Okay, pile one. That is how you are attractive. Moving on to pile two. Okay, pile two. So this first card is going to answer the question, how are you attractive? And we have the Ten of Wands. So it looks like you got a heavy load. Either you have a heavy load, like a heavy burden, or you got a lot that you want to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be a burden. Sometimes I look at this and I see a person like they want to build something. And so this is the foundation. These sticks are the foundation to their house. And they're taking these sticks from somewhere, from the forest maybe, to the city so they can build their house. But let's move on. Let's get some clarifying cards here. First we have Beaver. So funny, Beaver, and then all of these wands. Deceit. Journey. Fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. And then soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. It's so funny seeing Beaver with these sticks. Because beavers, they are hard at work. They're hard at work building things like dams and homes. I don't know what beavers build, but seeing this, and I was talking about wanting somebody taking all of these sticks, wanting to build a home, and then I see Beaver card. You're definitely somebody who is stable. Like, you are that person that people can depend on. That makes you attractive. Like, you're the one who, when all of your friends were out partying, say y'all were like 18, partying and like doing drugs. I don't know what kids do at 18 these days. You were the one who had a job already. You had the money. Like, if somebody needed to borrow money, they would come to you. I don't know if you would say yes or not, but that was the thing. They knew you had it at all times. They know you got it. They knew you were the one who were responsible. And if there was a crisis, you knew what to do because you were just grown like that. Like, you're a very stable, steady, hard-working person. You didn't necessarily expect anybody to hand anything out to you, but people see that in you like, oh, I know they ain't take no handouts, but if I need help, I can go to them and ask because they got it. They always got it. And then I'm looking over here at this deceit card. It's really reminding me of that One Direction. I think it's One Direction. They have that song, You Don't Know You're Beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. So, like, you might feel like because you missed out on doing all the partying and all the cool stuff when you were 18, this is just a story, right? It may or may not apply to you, but this is just what I'm feeling here. You missed out on the party and doing the cool stuff when you were 18, so you might think that you're boring or that you are not attractive because you're hardworking and you don't do anything fun. But in reality, people are looking at you like, I wish I was more like them. They are very attractive. I wish I was good enough to be with them, but I don't have the money or the intelligence or the, experience that they have. They're not gonna look at me twice. They, they're this hardworking beaver, and I'm over here. I go out 7 nights a week, so they're seeing how valuable you are, but you might not necessarily see that in yourself because the things that you do may not be quote unquote cool or popular. You're just doing the things to, like, you got goals and plans. You want to build this house, you want to build your legacy, and you're on your way to doing that, but you don't really see how valuable that is to other people looking inside or looking from the outside. It's like, wow, they got their life together. That is so attractive. Looking at this journey card, yeah, it's like you're ahead of a lot of the people that are around you or that are even attracted to you. So I don't really feel the energy of you being a boss or like a manager, like the one who is in charge right now. I feel like you're working your way to that. But people around you see that the hard work you're putting in is making an effect. Like you could be the boss or the manager, but I just really feel like you're building your way to that. Like your house isn't complete yet, so you haven't made it to the top yet. But like that's your goal, that's your plan. So everything that you're doing is in alignment with that, and it's just attractive because you got, like, again, you have boundaries, you have everything that you'll need. So your car is always tuned up on time. Like you do things like an adult would do things and not like a child would do things. Hopefully that makes sense. I think there's a Bible verse is like, when I was a child, I was childish, but as an adult I put aside my childish ways. Like you've been put aside your childish ways. You're not you just don't do things like people do. Like you make the right decision. Hey, I got $20. This is my last $20. Let's go spend it on something that has nothing to do with anything. And you're like, no, why don't you actually save that $20 so that maybe next week you'll have $40 and then you can put it towards this bill that you keep asking me about. Like you're very much one of those people who knows, like, this is the adult thing to do. I'm not going to be on like some childish stuff. I'm not going to be just doing things on a whim. I have a reason and a purpose for doing everything. And you might think that that's boring, but that actually makes you attractive to other people. And then this fifth chakra archangel Gabriel. So for this card, what do you think about this one? When I look at this card, I think more about you being like true and authentic in the way that you behave and act, and that people who are not that way do not feel comfortable being around you because they kind of feel, and this is like maybe a subconscious thing, that you are protected. They feel like, oh, I can't mess with them because I know that they have a special purpose. They are here for a reason. And so I can't come through and mess that up. Like, not only do they feel like your boundaries are enough for you not to allow them to come in your life and mess that up. But maybe on like a subconscious spiritual level, they're like, they are protected. Let me not mess with that because I don't have time. Like, I don't want to suffer the consequences of messing with someone who is protected. I just really feel like you are on your right path. You're very authentic in that everything that you do is in alignment with that. And anyone who wants to knock you off your path in that way would not be allowed to do that. And again, that's another thing that makes you attractive, because even it's like you're so attractive that people are afraid to come to you if they're not coming correct, if they're not authentic and in alignment with themselves, if they're not also working towards their goals and things. So the types of people that are going to be attracted to you are going to be doing some of the same things that you are doing. Even though people who are not doing the same things that you're doing are going to be attracted to you, they might be afraid to approach you because they already know, like, no, I'm not going to knock them off their path. They have a higher purpose. I'm not getting in the way of that because I already know there's consequences and repercussions when you do things like that. They might know on a subconscious level, again, because that's like a spiritual thing. attempting to knock someone off their path when they are divinely guided. So the next card we have is soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. This is funny. A lot of people might look at you and think that you are their soulmate. Again, you are steady and stable. Everybody wants that steady, stable person in their lives that they can go to, no matter what they're going through. Even if you're like emotionally stable, might not necessarily just be financial, but that's what I'm really feeling here. Particularly when it comes to working hard and building a house. But it's like you are that stable, steady person, people that people can rely on. And so they see you, like if they just have met you, they're like, you know what? That's my soulmate. That's bae right there. But they might not be able to get close to you because you are busy doing stuff. Like they might be like, hey, you want to go party? You're like, nah, I'm good. Thanks, but no thanks. So it might be difficult for some people to get to you or to, get to you, to hang out with you, to spend time with you because you're so focused on what it is that you're doing. But they see you and they're like, that's it. That's him. That's her. That's them. Pile number 2 is it. That's my soulmate. Like they really see that because of the way you are, the way you carry yourself. And so your particular brand of attractiveness is very much a long-term, holding it down type brand of attractiveness. Like this is not a one-night stand thing. That's not why people are attracted to you. They really like your longevity, your staying power, your hardworking ability. They like the way that you think, the way that you put things together in terms of your life, and the way that you stick to it. You're not easily distracted by frivolous things. You're very much focused on your goals, on your plans, but you might not see yourself as being someone who is like all that in a bag of chips. But people on the outside do see that in you. Like even with this deceit card, some people on the outside see that in you and they're like, ooh, I want that for myself. I really want that for myself. But if they're not coming with the correct energy, if they're not on the same level as you are, they're literally like automatically blocked out of your life because you're just not going to see them. You're at work. So the person that's going to come towards you that you will be attracted to, that is also attracted to you, is going to be doing some of the same things that you're doing, because that's really the only way you're going to come across each other's path, because you're not doing all of these other things. You're just not out here like that. So they would have to like be in your face every day and day out. And that's probably somebody you work with, somebody who you spend a lot of time with, who are in the same friendship circle, who hang around like your family members, like people who you're just going to be seeing often. And they have some of the same connections and hobbies as you do. So that is what makes you, or how you're attractive, pile 2. You are attractive for your stability and your ability to get it done. Very attractive to people, but they might not approach you unless they also have their stuff together. So just be on the lookout for people like that, and not people who just want to use you for your stability because they can't keep their stuff together. Okay, pile 2. I'm going to move on to pile 3. Okay, pile 3. So it's funny, this pile got the most cards and they came out so quickly. I was like, all right, pile 3 has something to say. So the first 2 cards are going to be the answer to the question, how are you attractive? Okay. So you've got the 10 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. Very interesting. How are you attractive? I'm going to wait to look at the clarifying cards on that one. Next card we have is Phoenix. And we have Man Holding a Heart, Door to Value, Angel of Balance, Storm Warning. Got so many. Let's see if we can fit them all up here. And we have Attraction, Heart-to-Heart Conversations, Finances, and Career. This is a lot of information that we're getting about you. And this is funny because when I saw these 2 cards, I'm like, how do they go together? But then I saw Phoenix. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, 10 Ten of Cups is like an emotional high. It's an emotional high, and then Two of Swords is more like I don't know which way to go. I can't make this choice or decision. You might be somebody who really makes decisions based off of your emotions. Like you might be unpredictable. You might be always constantly changing. Someone who, like yesterday, I don't know, yesterday you had this certain fashion and style, like something that your style is something that people could predict. Like, oh, okay, they always wear their hair in a ponytail, and maybe sometimes they put it in a bun. And then tomorrow your hair is like really short and it's pink. Like you make extreme decisions because you just feel like it. Maybe it's like, I was tired of that bun. I always have my hair in a bun. I gotta, make it so that I can't put my hair in a bun. So I'm just gonna cut it short. That might not be logical to other people, but for you, it's like, no, that's perfectly logical. That's not a big change or mistake. Like, that's just that's logical to me. What do you mean? So you might make major changes in your life, but other people, they can't really follow you. So they think you're kind of like mysterious and exciting. And here with this Phoenix, it's really, Phoenix is all about transformation. It's, about dying and being reborn. But because we have this energy of you not necessarily knowing what you want, you just might really drastically change a lot. And other people, they just don't understand it. But it's like what you're doing because this Ten of Cups here, it's like what you're doing. You know that every single change that you make is on your way to becoming the best, happiest version of yourself. It just might look strange on the outside because knowing what you want, this is like for me, if the only way for me to know what I want is to try it. How do I know that I like cheese if I don't try a bite of it? I have to try it first. And so you're someone who is willing to do that. And there's so many different choices and decisions that we make in our life every day. You do this with small changes and large changes. And people are like, wow, they're really willing to go out there and do this different thing or change this drastically. But to you, that is just how you make a decision. Oh, I don't know if I like living in Alaska. Let me go move over there and see. And then it's like, oh, yeah, this isn't for me. Or, oh my God, I love it so much. I'm glad I made this decision. All right, next decision. Do I like driving a big truck or do I want to walk to work every day? You make these drastic decisions because that's to you the only way to discover like what it is you actually want. Instead of being stuck here at this crossroads, like some people may be stuck, you're like, nope, I'm going to decide this way. Okay, that didn't work. I'm going to decide the complete opposite way. I'm not really going to stair step it. I'm going to go the complete opposite way. And again, it might not be logical to some other people, but it makes you attractive because they're like, wow, she's or he is so willing to get out there and do things and try things and, do new things and be exciting in that way. Also, like being around you could be really exciting too. It can make people feel like this. The Ten of Cups, like an emotional high. And it just could be your energy and the way that you're very much like if you've been making these decisions, these extreme decisions your entire life, then you've probably seen some things, learned some things, some things. And so when people are around you, it's like an exciting conversation that's happening. It's not the same day where they're talking about, y'all are talking about something deep. You're talking about, oh, that time I went to Machu Picchu and I did this and that and I met these kind of people. Like you have real stories to tell. So people might be excited to even just be around you and be in your energy and just listen to the things that you say. Even the things that you want to do when you're hanging out are not going to be the regular stuff that people want to do. It's going to be something different or in a new, exciting way. You might be very spontaneous. Hey, let's go skinny dipping at this place. And others are like, oh, on a Tuesday? Okay. So you're just, there's not a lot of things holding you back. You're not really constrained by a lot. And that's just exciting and attractive to others. So if we move on to this man holding heart, door to value, angel of balance, and storm warning. This is interesting because we have this like sensitive masculine energy, but it's like loving, but in a more grounded way. So if you've been there, done that, if you've seen a lot of things, you may not be the type of person who just like runs and falls for someone. You might be, I won't even say stingy with your heart, but you're not just going to give it out to everyone. And that makes you attractive and valuable because people are like, okay, I have to prove myself for this person. I can't just show up in their life and, be pretty and expect them to be head over heels for me. I know that I need to show up in a certain type of energy, in a certain type of way, because that's what they require. This is interesting too, because it's like the way in which you love is the thing that makes you valuable and that in other people's eyes. Just trying to see this. Yeah, it just looks like you're not someone who would easily give your heart. The person who is attracted to you would definitely have to work for it. And some people are really interested in doing that. They like to work hard for love. Some people just have that, the way that you love when you're younger. If you need to work hard for it, then that's kind of the thing you're going to gravitate towards when you're older. And so that's attractive to others, that you just don't accept a pretty face and, nice deeds. But in the long term, you need to be someone, or someone needs to come at you in a way that is really balanced, that person would need to be consistent with you. If you call every single day, then you need to call every day, not just in the beginning. People would need to be very consistent with you. And that's attractive to them. They're like, okay, I can do this. I understand this type of love. And then we have storm warning. I do think too, another thing that attracts people to you is the thought that because you change so much that you might leave. And you would think that would not be attractive. But it's kind of like one of those, I'm thinking of like one of those romance novels where that guy is the guy that all the girls want, but he won't stay with anybody, but maybe, this girl is thinking, maybe I'll be the lucky one. Maybe I will be the one that finally gets them to settle down. Like, it's that kind of energy. It's attractive to people because it's a little exciting. They always move around. They always switch and change themselves, but maybe they'll stay for me. Like, that is a part of the thing, a part of your energy that attracts other people to you. Yeah. It's so funny because it's like you require people to have this very balanced energy, but that is not who you are at all. But they do say opposites attract, so it makes sense. Especially if you've been around, you've seen things, you learn things, you know things. You kind of can understand people or probably read them in the beginning to know, like, okay, we are not going to vibe or mesh well. I need someone who is more stable because I am not. Like, you would know exactly what you want. And even though all kinds of people are attracted to you, it's what you are attracted to that, makes the big difference. Speaking of attraction, it says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Then we have heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with one another, and then finances and career. So for you, even though you have this energy of the phoenix where you're constantly changing and, that's how people see you, as someone who is constantly changing, someone's constantly doing new things and learning new things, going new places, not necessarily sticking around to one thing at all. What they would love for you to do is to enjoy this moment fully. So spend more time. Like even when you choose to spend time with someone, they feel very special and it makes them even more attracted to you. Like, again, they want to be that person that you decide to settle down with. Like, oh, I wish it were me. I wish it were me that they were talking to over the phone. I wish it were me they were giving their love and attention to. I wish it were me that they were like really allowing to come into their space. And so because you have been around, you've seen a lot of things, you've heard a lot of things, you have a lot of stories to tell. Anytime you spend time with people and tell those stories and like really truly share from your heart and have those deep conversations, people are going to be even more and more attracted to you. Like, that's something that really makes you attractive when you sit still and spend time and just talk. So maybe you are a storyteller because you're going around collecting all these stories. The people who stay around and listen to your stories, they're attracted to you in some way. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but that just makes you attractive. It makes people want to come towards you. Again, finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So maybe right now you it could be one of those things that are blocking people from getting to you is you're not wanting to settle down because of financial issues, or because you're working on something in your career, because you're trying to change to get to that place. Like, sometimes people are like, I need this much money. I need to be stable in this way. So I need to have a house and a car before I can settle down. So that might be something too that is stopping you from making a move on any of the people who are attractive to you. Or even sometimes people see that, okay, they're not settled, they don't have a house and a car, so I am attracted to them, but I'm not going to make a move. This can be seen in many different ways. But just to reiterate, you are attractive because you are interesting. You have a lot of stories to tell. You don't stay the same at all. And so people get the opportunity, especially if they get to hang around you for a long time, to hear all of these new things that you have done and things you've seen and thought about and places you've gone. Like they really love that exciting energy that you have to offer. They want you to spend time with them, and tell them, I don't know, about all of your favorite things. But they understand that you're not necessarily someone who's going to want to just settle down, especially when it's just kind of like a shallow connection. They know that you would want to have a deep connection. You would want to have something steady and stable with a person, but they understand it might be a little bit hard to do with you because you're not the settling down type. At least they don't picture you as that. You could be, but they don't see you in that way because you're constantly changing. And that might make them even more attracted to you because they want to be the one that you settle down for. Okay, pile 3, that is what makes you attractive. I'll move on to pile 4. Okay, pile 4. This top card is going to be the answer to the question, how are you attractive? So we have King of Cups. King of Cups is so stable in his emotions. He's like, in a room full of panicking people, he is the calm person. So chill. And that just might be your pile 4's energy. You might just be the most calm, chill person that people know. They know they can come to you. If they have problems or issues, you're going to have the perfect advice. Or you're just going to allow them to be who they are and feel what they feel without, feeling they have to be any other way. They might feel like they can be themselves around you. Let's get some clarifying cards. We have Shark, the Garden and the Gate, Blossoming Abundance, Strategy, and then Getting to Know Each Other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Okay, this is very, very interesting. I was mentioning the King of Cups being someone who is steady and stable. People can come to them with their issues, and this Shark card is reiterating that. Sharks are scary. Sharks swim in the depths of the water. That's what I'm thinking. And when things are scary to other people, or maybe they've been triggered in a scary way, they know they can come to you with those issues or those problems. They know that you're someone who could handle that. So there might be some people who are attracted to you who've just, they've been through a lot. They might not necessarily feel understood by others. They might feel I don't know, shame or guilt or anger, all of these kind of really heavy and strong feelings, but they know that you can handle them. It's very interesting. They probably know that you can handle them because you yourself have been through those things, and you may have talked about them, or you're not you don't hide the heavy parts of your life or the scary parts of your life or the things you've been through. You can ride those waves. You are the King of Cups. You might talk about, stuff that you've gone through, and they're like, wow, I wish I could be with somebody like that. I wish I could be as confident as this person when they discuss this and that. I wish, it's kind of like a longing energy that I'm getting when it comes around you, because I don't know, I'm even seeing someone who speaks at seminars, who just somebody who gets up in front of people and tells their truth, basically, is what I'm seeing here. That makes you very attractive to others. So if you do that, then the people who are looking at you are attracted to you. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a sexual thing or anything like that, but they just kind of they like your energy. They want your energy. They want to be like you. They want to be similar to you. They want to be close to you. That's what I mean when I say attraction. So let's talk about the garden and the gate, blossoming abundance and strategy. So this is interesting because a lot of the other cards, they were kind of romantic, but for this, I am seeing more like a pathway forward for you. The things that make you attractive are the things that will help bring you abundance. And it could be an abundance of friends, abundance of people, but I'm really seeing abundance as in material sense. So the garden and the gate, like just seeing these three cards, it's like the more that you share your story, the more that you share your essence or aspects of you that you're comfortable sharing, of course, the more that you put yourself out there and are seen by others, then the more your abundance will be. So the more comfortable you are in coming outside of this gate, and this gate can just be your ego, like who you think you are. The more comfortable you are being your entire self, your full authentic self, the more abundant you'll be. So it's like the more you share yourself, the more abundant you be. I feel like I keep repeating myself, but that is what I keep hearing. And that to see this strategy card is like it might be a journey that you need to take, and especially if it's some of the things that what I was discussing earlier about people understand that you can handle the waves, that this shark energy, you can handle like the depths of the emotions, you can handle that. So if you're not there yet, in being able to handle the depths of these emotions, then come up with a strategy in getting there, because that is going to help you move forward in this life and become abundant. So if you've been through a lot of heavy things, having the ability to talk about those things, to listen to those things, maybe you are a therapist or you're considering becoming a therapist, or you talk to a therapist, to enable you to be able to handle the depths of these emotions. That is the thing that is bringing you value and abundance. And I don't really see necessarily relationships. I really see you being in front of people, sharing and discussing these things. Maybe even writing a book. But it's not necessarily about talking about all the, scary and terrible things, like the depths of the emotions, but it's the way that you handle them. It's the way that you're like, yeah, this happened to me, but look at me now type energy. Or, I used to be afraid of swimming, but look at me now. I am not only am I great at swimming, I'm a lifeguard now. So I help other people. I help save people's lives and I train other people. Like the way in which you do the things that you do now because of the things that happened to you in the past, and you sharing that with others is what's gonna help your abundance blossom. So it's just putting your authentic self out there. That is the attractive thing about you. They're seeing, wow, look at where they came from, and now they're sitting on this throne. They're a king now. They're king of these emotions. They're a king of the depths. Nothing can come up from the depths and scare them. I'm honestly really getting therapist energy. I don't know if you're a therapist or you're someone who is a life coach or something similar to that. But the way in which you share your energy in that way is very attractive to others, because it's kind of like your clients are going to come to you from this. The more you talk about what happened to you and how you are now and how you overcame, just that difference from where you were versus where you are now. Like the story in between those two things is the thing that will bring your abundance, the sharing of that, the putting it out there. That's what I'm getting from this getting to know each other card. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Again, this is about you talking about your personal story, how you made it through. It is very attractive to others because it's like, oh, wow, they did that. I can do it too. It's bringing them towards you because they want to know, like, what's the secret? How do I do it? So if you have a business in which you do things like this, even if you're a storyteller and you're a writer, and you don't necessarily do it from the first person, like, this is me, or you like come up with a character that's, loosely based on your story, that is really going to bring you value and abundance. It really will make you attractive, or it is what is attractive about you. And it's more like your story is attractive about you. The way that you came from zero to hero, like they say in Hercules, that is the attractive thing. It's like, wow, they came from the depths and they made it. They didn't just make it, but they made it. That's a king right there. Do you see all this water around them? They are floating on top of the water like it's nothing on this little thing. Like, I don't think a stone throne should float on water, but it is. Look at that. How are they doing that? That's what makes you attractive. Wow, they got all this metal. They sitting on top of stone, but they on top of the waves. How did they do that? There's a boat right there behind you. You in front of the boat. You probably can beat the boat. You know what I mean? Your story is fascinating. The way you do things is fascinating to others. It is very attractive. And you sharing that, that's going to be the ticket for you, the key for you, and coming up with a strategy in which to do that too. And it maybe even is the way in which you share your story, the strategy. So you might not be, I'm just thinking, like online, there's so many different ways. This is a YouTube video, but there's like TikTok, there's Instagram, like all these different ways that you get to share your story. And it might be over a cooking video. I've seen people do that. They talk about stories and it's just like cooking, but the things that they're saying as they're cooking, it's like, whoa, that's interesting. But also, look, my eyes are entertained too at the way you're cooking. Again, however you share whatever it is that you need to share is the thing that makes you attractive. And even your strategy in doing it, the way that you decide to come about it or do it, or it might be through dance, interpretive dance, you're sharing your story. There's so many different ways to do this. But the way in which you choose to do it is the thing that makes you attractive. You are attractive because you have the ability to be deep, very deep when it comes to emotions. People can trust you. They trust their emotions with you. If you're a therapist, the more you allow them in to your personal story, and I don't even know if that's how therapy works, so don't quote me on this, but the more that they see that you have gone through, they're like, okay, I'm safe in their arms. I can allow more of me to come out around them because they too have been through this. I know that there's no judgment here because I know they understand what I'm going through. So the more they know about you, getting to know each other is going to allow them to be even more attracted to you. And again, that's just like wanting your energy, wanting to be around you, wanting to get to know you more. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but even wanting to support you too. Okay, pile 4, that is your reading.